Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Welcome to another live stream from BSC News. And today we're going to be exploring ITAM CUBE, which is very exciting indeed. From the project, we have Ian here with us, who's one of the business developers from the project. So first of all, thank you very much for being here with us. Would you be able to just quickly perhaps introduce yourself and maybe also a little bit about the team of ITAM CUBE before we get into the details?
Yeah, thank you so much for the introduction. So, as Tom mentioned, my name is Ian. I'm in charge of business development at Metaverse World, which is the company behind the Project Cube. So, basically, what we are trying to achieve at Metaverse World is to build kind of a blockchain platform that brings all forms of entertainment into one space. And what we mean by entertainment, it includes gaming and webtoons, webcomics, web novels, music, media, and so on. But as a subsidiary of Netmarble, which is one of the biggest game publishers in the world, we have a very strong background in the gaming industry. So we're first bringing these AAA class games into the Web3 world first. And one of the first games that we are working on is Golden Bros, and we have a great lineup coming up very, very soon as well.
Fantastic. Yeah, and we'll look at Golden Bros in a little bit more detail and also, the upcoming lineup as well. I think I mentioned to you earlier that I've known about ITAM CUBE for a while, but first I knew about you when you were just called ITAM, but obviously, now you're ITAM CUBE. You just mentioned as well that you work with Netmarble. Would you be able to explain the sort of transition from ITAM to ITAM CUBE, because I think there might be a few people as well, sort of who are in the same boat as me that have known about you for a long time and are perhaps interested in the, I don't know, so-called, not sure if to call it rebrand, but the change of name.
Right, for sure. Actually, we really wanted to talk about this on screen for a while. We started off as ITAM, and we have been operating for about 2 years. And we have decided, as we are being acquired by Netmarble, to be exact, Netmarble FNC, that we need a little bit of rebranding because we had a bigger vision. Before, ITAM was a token that helps publishing games. But nowadays, we have a bigger vision of bringing all these entertainments. So we decided that we would be needing our own chain, plus we would be needing a better tokenomics to build a sustainable ecosystem. So that's why we've decided to do a one-on-one swap to a coin called ITAM CUBE. And ITAM CUBE is a more sophisticated and more complex version of ITAM. And I think this is the best way to kind of explain the transition.
Definitely, yeah. I think that's what made me sort of look twice at you, because I've known ITAM for a while, and then I saw ITAM CUBE, and I thought, oh, what's this? So I downloaded the platform, hoping to play Golden Bros like straight away because it looked fun. But living in the UK, it was a little bit of a challenge with VPNs and stuff, because at the moment it's only officially available in the Philippines and Brazil. But I'll bring up the platform now, just so we can sort of go over it a bit, because it's a very polished platform. It's very impressive. Very professional and accessible. So would you be able just to give us a brief rundown of this sort of hub? What can you do here? What is the purpose of this? I think I tweeted from the BSC News account that, in my opinion, that it seems like it could be the next Steam on the blockchain, because it's got all the not play to earn, but blockchain games sort of in one place, and it's a sort of hub of blockchain games. Would you just be able to give us an overview of the platform?
Yeah, this mainly is our main platform, and it is only available for Windows now, but we are planning on releasing the Mac version. It really involves all the essence that we're trying to put into our ecosystem, including the gaming part and also the earning part. So you can basically download the PC launcher directly to your computer, and then you'll be able to log in through your social accounts. And after that, you have to just go through a few questions to have a built-in wallet provided by us, as you can see on the right side of the screen. So The main purpose of it is to launch these games on your PC. So for Golden Bros, if you press start game, you'll be able to pop up your mobile Golden Bros on your screen. And it will involve all these really fun features, like having your own wallet, and whatever token you have, you'll be able to transfer very easily to the built-in wallet, which you can see side by side to your game screen. So I think that's one of the biggest perks of this platform. Also, as you can see, we have a few lineups. Currently, only Golden Bros, which is available in Philippines and Brazil, as you mentioned, is available at the moment. But we'll have about 9 different lineups coming up very, very soon. And if you add them to your screen, you'll be able to check out the trailers as well. So to give you a brief overview of the game lineups, we of course have Overprime, which is kind of a MOBA game that we have been developing for a while. And it kind of is a great mix of League of Legends and Overwatch. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the game, but that's basically the style of the game. And also next to that, we have the Grand Cross series. Actually, we have the Yokai Duel. Yokai used to be one of the biggest hits in the APAC region, and we are revamping it into a Web3 version. And also to the right, we have some meta sports series, and one of it being football, tennis, and there's baseball as well. And also, yeah, we have our Grand Cross series. Grand Cross W is more like a warfare tactics kind of game, and it will be serviced on mobile. And also Grand Cross S it shares the same IP, shares the same graphics, but it's not a warfare type, but it's more like a PvP battle. Also, Artful Chronicles. I don't know if a lot of you guys are fans of K-dramas, but it's one of the series that has been live on Netflix. And this Artful Chronicles will be revealing into a game developed by us. And also Seven Deadly Sins. Yeah.
I was going to say, so have you got like an official partnership with, I don't know the series at all, I'm afraid, but have you got, an official partnership with Arthdal Chronicles to, release this? And is it sort of, to an extent, a joint ventures type of thing?
It's not a joint ventures type, but the studio behind Arthdal Chronicles is called Studio Dragon, and we have decided to co-develop this game together.
Nice. Impressive. No, I look forward to it. And then, there's the last one, this...
Seven Deadly Sins. So one of the biggest hits that Marvel has ever had in the past is based on this Japanese IP called Seven Deadly Sins. And we are making a spin-off version of the game, which is the Seven Deadly Sins Origin. And this is a multiverse kind of a open world type game. And we are bringing this to the Cube ecosystem as well.
Fantastic. Brilliant. No, that's very exciting. And will the games be released in more countries than just Brazil and the Philippines in the future?
Of course. For Golden Bros, for example, it's only available in Philippines and Brazil for your app store, only because it is during its early access. And for grand launch, it will be available globally.
Okay. So if I did... So on my mobile at the moment, I can access it via a VPN.
Right.
And I was hoping to show it on the screen, but I can't. Well, I haven't worked out how to share my mobile screen on this stream. Will I be able to keep my account from early access when it's fully released?
Yeah, you will be able to keep your account from early access. And also, I believe a lot of people would be curious about this, and we really want to mention about it. So from early access to grand launch, so there is an in-game currency that we are going to swap within Golden Bros. And everyone has been asking about the ratio, when we will be revealing. I just want to make sure that we'll be releasing the ratio very, very soon. And the grand launch will be available about the end of next month.
Amazing. Oh, well, thank you very much. And is that GBC? That Cube asset GBC down there. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes, that is what I'm talking about. It says coming soon now because GBC hasn't been issued yet.
That's fine.
Yeah, currently what users are gaining from Golden Bros is called eGBC, which is kind of a pre-version of GBC. And at a certain ratio, it will be swapped to GBC at grand launch when it issues.
Fantastic. No, that's very good indeed. And how do users sort of deposit funds into their account on Cube, and can they use an existing wallet to? Well, yeah. So I've deposited only a little bit. I think it's I deposited and I haven't sort of refreshed anything, so that's why it might not be showing. But would you just be able to talk us through? Well, how can users deposit funds there, and if they've already got, say, a MetaMask account or a Trust Wallet or something, is there a possibility to link that?
Well, currently, Cube platform only supports our own wallet, which is the Cube wallet. We also have a mobile version for the wallet itself. And to deposit the Cube tokens, Cube token is listed on 4 different CEXs, including KuCoin, Gates, MEXC, and Coin1. So you'd have to purchase Cube from those exchanges and bring it into your Cube wallet. If you're already using the MetaMask and if it is connected to one of your exchange accounts, then you would have to send the tokens from your MetaMask to the Cube wallet.
Fine. Okay. Yeah, that's completely understandable. One thing as well, recently, Huobi, I think, released, started their own chain, a chain backed by them called Cube Chain.
Right.
Yeah, and you both share the same name, just Cube. Have you come across any difficulties or mix-ups at all with that? So I think if you were to release on Huobi, you'd both be called Cube, or actually no, you'd probably just be called ITAM CUBE. But have you come across any people thinking, oh, is this Cube Chain, or any confusion at all?
Actually, we noticed the Huobi Cube Chain, but thankfully enough, I guess we have very different visions and we have very different timelines. So a lot of people, I believe, are confusing us to the Huobi Cube Chain. So,
but yeah, I mean, they're entirely different projects. So
I mean, the name is entirely the same. So I guess there could be kind of the room to confuse two projects.
Yeah, I mean, but the good thing is, if you type in Cube Crypto just into Google, you pop up. So that's good for you.
Well, thanks to Google indexing, right?
Exactly. No, good. And also, so moving on to some sort of other questions now. So recently, you've updated your white paper and also your roadmap. I think this might be because from the transition from ITAM to Cube. Would you be able just to explain, if you haven't already, sort of your vision and also what you're trying to accomplish in the long term, say, 4 years down the line, that sort of thing?
For sure. So what we really believe in as we were building the Cube platform is that content is everything. So if you have good content, people are going to come, people are going to use it. Regardless of it being blockchain or not, we believe content is the key to having a sustainable ecosystem. And so 4 years down the road, 10 years down the road, doesn't matter the timeline, but we are really focused on bringing in global IPs and different content into the ecosystem. We're starting off with games, but as aforementioned, we have webtoons, broadcasts, movies, dramas. We even have e-commerce that's coming up very, very soon as well. So we're trying to put in as much utility, as much content, as much entertainment into one kind of a seamless ecosystem. So that's kind of the bigger vision we have currently. So to achieve that, we decided we will be needing our own chain. That's why we have recently collaborated with Nodrill to build on Binance application sidechain. So I don't know how many of the audience is familiar with BAS, but BAS is basically kind of as it says by the title itself, is a sidechain of Binance, but it is focused more on the enterprise side so that we can have more flexibility and also transparency to our users. So currently KubeCoin is more like a utility governance token like any other projects, but soon it will be being used as gas tokens as well. So that's kind of the bigger ecosystem and kind of more of an exclusive access for our users.
Brilliant. No, it's very exciting indeed. It does sound very ambitious, which is always good. I've got a video here as well of your upcoming games So I'll quickly bring that up. However, as soon as I open it, it'll probably start playing. So if there's suddenly a loud sound, apologies. I'm also going to play it a little bit lower resolution than the original, just to avoid any dropped frames or anything. So hold on, I'm just going to switch my screen. What attracted me towards Cube was the quality of your, first of all, the sort of the hub that you've got, the main Cube application, but also the individual games. I think it's really impressive indeed. So I'll play this movie. It is a lot lower resolution than the original, but that hopefully will mean that there's less latency. I'm also actually just going to quickly turn off my camera because I live where I live is in a place in England that is just awful for internet. So I'm going to turn off my camera, play the video, and I'll be back straight away. Great. Here we go. Sorry about that other random video that popped up. I get sent, a lot of videos, and it just annoyed that it auto played. But that looks incredible. Can you hear me okay now, by the way? Am I back?
Yeah, I can hear you. I think the sound didn't play really.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
well,
fine.
it's completely fine.
Cool.
I mean, for the audience, you can always go to YouTube, and on the Cube channel, we have our own YouTube channel, so you'll be able to check out the full trailer for each of the games. So I guess we'll drop in the links later on.
Yeah. And what I was thinking as well is a lot of these games look huge. One of them, I can't remember, I can remember their names, but I can't remember exactly what part of the video, what graphics are tied to what name of what game. But one of them looks a little bit, or reminds me of a sort of Genshin Impact type game. Another one, looks like a proper open world RPG. And there's a lot going on. Really huge games. Do you know how many people are involved with the development of all these games and also Cube? Because it seems like a huge project. Developing all these different games and stuff. Do you know how many people taking part in developing everything?
I don't know how many people in total, to be honest. But to be a little bit rough, I say a good 1,000 people are involved in the development of the entire games.
Wow,
Because
that's a lot. Yeah,
I don't know if you played the Marvel games before, but a lot of the Marvel games, it takes at least 2 years to be released, and it takes a lot of effort. It goes through a very rigorous QA stage as well. So we have a lot of people being on board. Also, a lot of our games are utilizing famous IPs. what we call it is that once we're small to use. I'm pretty sure you've heard of it before as well. So with the same IPs, we try to spin it off as game versions. So with that said, it kind of forces us to take a lot more effort and a lot more resources to make it as good as possible.
Yeah, and I know it's a bit of a difficult question to answer, because you mentioned that the game studio might take around 2 years to launch a game. Other game studios that are developing high standard games, for example, GTA 6 has apparently been in development now for 6 years. Other AAA games, it's not necessarily unheard of, coming up to 10 years in development for some games. For example, Destiny, apparently that's just been constantly developed. They've got at least a 10-year roadmap and things. And asking you for a release date, an approximate release date, is a difficult question to answer, because if you give one, people will basically expect that. But I know that there can easily be delays, and in some cases, having delays is definitely the best thing to do. Just look at the Cyberpunk release. They released it too early. It could have been a really good game if they just waited a couple of months, and it would have received a lot better reception. However, do you have an approximate date at all for these releases?
We do have an internal approximate days, of course, but I think I won't be able to share at this point.
Definitely, fair enough. That's fine.
Yeah, because a lot of things change when you go through the final stages of the development, and it also involves the changes in the schedule as well, as you mentioned with the other games as well. So that is something that as soon as we are confident enough to release the days, it will be happening very soon on our channels.
Good answer. I think before a game isn't nearly basically fully finished, releasing a date for release is dangerous. Because people will expect that, and either you'll have to delay it, or you could release it and it'll be fine, or you'll release this sort of not quite finished product. And I think a lot of people need to understand that it just takes as long as it takes in some cases. But I'm looking forward to the release, and I do understand good things take time, and I will wait. And I do look forward to it a lot.
You'll be the first one to know. Actually, everyone else will be the first one to know.
No, well, I'll be there, cheering when these full releases happen. Also, you obviously mentioned that not only do you want to release games or sort of be a game platform, you mentioned other forms of media as well, which seems very, very exciting. And in my head, I sort of envisioned you could have a Cube app on your PC, not PC, sorry, because I've got one on your television, that then you could, I don't know, scroll through movies and dramas or whatever, like that. Would you be able to elaborate a little bit more into what other branches you're going into, and not just games?
Right. So I guess it really goes down to the basics of our Cube platform. So what we really go for is cross-network, cross-content, and cross-device. So that's why the Cube platform, we have the mobile version and the PC version. And of course, we have plans on expanding into different devices as well in the future. So that's one thing. Cross-network is one thing, and it really ties into the idea that we want our own mainnet, because having your own mainnet gives you a lot more flexibility, especially for Binance application sidechain, to bridge it to other networks as well. So that's one thing. And also cross content is one of the biggest things that I guess I've been mentioning the whole session, right? So it starts off with games, since we do have really strong roots in the gaming industry, but we are expanding to webcomics, and webcomics is a very big market, not just within Korea, but also getting bigger and bigger in the European region as well. So that's the market we're trying to really target with the Cube platform as well. So webcomics is going to come in very soon. And also, with that said, we're going to have different media, music coming in. I think a lot of these strength comes from us collaborating with different IP holders in the past, and it allows us to really expand to new business verticals and content verticals within the same platform.
Brilliant. No, I do currently use online comics and things. You can buy them. I'm not going to say the app I use, but it's to an extent tied to a blockchain. But you can't then you can buy and sell on it, but then you can't withdraw your tokens. So I think there's a definite gap in the market for that sort of thing, and hopefully, fingers crossed, you can fill it. We've got a question here as well in the chat, which is, will Cube look... I don't know about this at all, by the way. This is basically completely alien because I don't know the Cube platform at all. So will Cube look to branch out to the Clayton blockchain at all? Is that where, as that is where Netmarble have their metaverse being built? Do you know anything about that?
There's nothing really planned out at the moment, to be honest, but we are very open to the Clayton ecosystem as well. We have been in close contact with all these different mainnets, and we are just finding the best way and the best timing and the best content that we can bridge to these mainnets, because we believe every network has its own strengths and we want to make the most out of it.
Fantastic. Brilliant. And from what I've seen so far, you've got a lot of partners and some really impressive ones as well. Would you be able to quickly sort of run through maybe a couple of your, well, not favorite, but your partner highlights and which ones sort of stand out to an extent? I'll bring up a little infographic that I've got as well that should highlight your partners. But if you can just tell us about your partners, that would be great. Obviously, you've got Netmarble, which play a big role. But any others you could mention, that would be really interesting.
Okay. So will you be sharing the screen?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm literally doing that now. There we go. Is that? Can you read that, or is it too small?
Actually, I already know our partner, so I think that's fine. But I don't know if the audience can really see into it.
Well, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
So this kind of shows the basic company structure, how it works out. So we do have Netmarble FNC as our mother company. And within under Netmarble FNC, we have two different branches, which is Metaverse Entertainment and Metaverse World. So basically, we have the same drive to build an inclusive metaverse. But Metaverse Entertainment is more focused on creating virtual idols. And the Metaverse World is more focused on the content, actually building the Metaverse virtual space itself. So as you can see, Netmarble FNC, it is backed by Netmarble, of course, and Tencent and KB. Also, Metaverse Entertainment is a joint venture between Netmarble FNC and Kakao Entertainment. And also it is backed by Hyundai as well. And for Metaverse World, we have a range of ecosystem partners. And you may be curious why Netmarble, aside from Netmarble FNC and Metaverse Entertainment, why does Metaverse World have so many different partners? It's because, as we said, we're very focused on the content part. So we have been recruiting a lot of these partners who will be able to bridge their IPs and bridge their content to our Cube ecosystem. That's why we decided to have more of an open ground for these companies to join us in the ecosystem. And I believe if you go to our website, there's a more kind of a extensive view of our ecosystem partners. It is divided into categories from webtoons to crypto and entertainment. And I believe that would be very helpful for the users to understand why we have recruited certain partners.
I'll get it up. One thing that you mentioned as well is digital idols. Is that correct? Digital idols? Am I remembering that right?
You can call it digital idols, but for us, we call them virtual idols.
Oh yeah, virtual. That was it. Yeah, sorry, virtual idols. What exactly are virtual idols?
So virtual idols is basically what it is virtual celebrities. So celebrities that don't really exist in the real world, but they're celebrity that resides within the metaverse space.
I see. So, for example, K-pop Jennie, she could be maybe considered an idol in the real world, but then you might have some other person that's like an iPop. Sorry, not an iPop, an idol.
Jennie, right?
Okay. Yeah. If she agrees to it, that would be amazing.
Yeah. It won't be based off of real human.
Okay.
Yeah, it won't be based off of real human. But we are planning on doing a virtual idol business, and we have different prototypes for it as well. I feel kind of wrong saying prototypes, but
Nice.
we have been developing it. And the biggest strength we have regarding these virtual idols is that oftentimes these idols just live in the SNS space or the metaverse space. But since we have different games, we can have these idols appear in different games as well as characters, which gives the users a lot more connection to these idols and a lot more kind of an interactive and more Web3 kind of a feel to it.
Fantastic. I think I've got your partner diagram thing up and ready. I hope it's the right one. Is this what you were talking about?
Yes, this is exactly it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, as you can see, it's divided into different categories. We range from webtoons. So for contents, we have webtoon, entertainment, game. As you can see, we have different game studios, different entertainment studios. They involve these media, entertainments, webtoons, and just basic IP holders as well. So if you're interested, I guess you can just look them up. But we also have a Medium article on each of these companies. Also, yeah, for the webtoons, we have one of the biggest webtoon studios on board as well. They hold, I believe, more than 1,500 IPs. So that's what we are really trying to target together. Also in the Web3 space, we have different projects, different companies that can really help us grow our Web3 initiative and also help us with the transactions as well. And in the crypto space, you will see some exchanges, some networks, and also some infrastructure providers as well.
Brilliant.
Yeah, and I can move on to the innovation part. Innovation part is the ones that we have really collaborated with to push through the boundaries to go to new business verticals. So currently we talked about just entertainment, but in the future, we're planning on expanding to leisure activities as well, and also different verticals. So that's why we are continuously recruiting these partners who are interested in onboarding to kind of really make the future happen. So,
amazing.
Yeah, and also e-commerce is, I believe, is an essential part now in the Web3 ecosystem, because a lot of tokens have less utility without having a real place to spend it on. So that's kind of a good mix. We believe this is a good mix of what we're trying to achieve. And so we have all the partners now. We are building the infrastructure currently. So with this on, we believe that we can make the next step forward.
Fantastic. Well, yeah, you've got a lot of really big players working alongside you, which is very promising to see. There's a person that's just typed in the chat. Is Cube will do some marketing strategy to attract Western countries to invest in ITAM CUBE? I'm just going to briefly address that. So a person in the chat recently, Army, sorry if I pronounced your name wrong, mentioned that he was from the UK and came across this platform and has been using it. I, from the UK as well, which I think is a Western country, I came across ITAM CUBE just when I was looking up crypto games. So there is a lot of information for Western countries to basically access this platform. And as you can see, with all these partners behind it as well, it's spread to a lot of verticals and a lot of different places. So I mean, and at the moment, having marketing in this current market, if that makes sense, is debatable. But just for as an example, Army. Again, sorry, I can't pronounce your name. It is definitely reaching the Western market, as they say.
So I believe I've noticed as well that it has been reaching the Western population, but the thing is, we haven't really done active marketing there yet. We of course do have plans for it, and we have specific timelines for the Western marketing. But what really intrigues me is that even if we haven't done too much marketing, for somehow, I think they were able to find the articles, they were able to find the platform, and it's really interesting to see as they download the Cube launcher, as they download our services and start testing with it. To add on to that, we don't do specific marketings for investments. We only do specific marketings for the content. So it'll be more revolving around the content and kind of motivating these people who don't know about Cube to really get on board and use the platform and try out our content.
Fantastic. Yeah, and I think, yeah, you are definitely coming up in a lot of searches and things. Type in crypto gaming and stuff. Cube is one of the first things, so it's not anything to worry about at all. I hope that answered your question in the chat. There's some other parts of your platform as well where you can. Well, you've had some events, like the Cube single pool and things.
Right.
So, like these events, if you could run through that would be fantastic. But have you got any other events that you'd like to elaborate on or tell the listeners and viewers about?
I guess you can kind of bring up the Cube launcher again, because I guess that will help explain how the events work as well.
Okay, yes, I've got it here.
Yes. So we've checked out the game tab on the left side, where you can just browse all the games and launch the games as well. Also, you can move on to the shop tab, which is basically just a marketplace that's just built in. So it makes your life a lot easier as a P2E user, because basically you can just launch the game here, pick up the NFTs or the tokens. It will go directly into your wallet, and you'll be able to place it directly into the marketplace without having to change tabs, without having to just sync and unsync your wallet. So we believe that's a more kind of a user-friendly experience for the Cube users. So this is the marketplace tab. And also, if you go to bank, currently it's showing my collection, but if you press on the stake tab on the left top corner.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, there we go.
So this is what Tom mentioned about the Cube single pool. So we have a total of 12 different rounds for these single pools, and we guarantee a 8.11% APR, because this is more of a event for us, because it's the first DeFi service we're providing as Cube in a whole. So the first 2 rounds has closed very quickly and very successfully. Actually, the second round closed today.
I saw, yeah.
Yeah, it was held today. It was closed today, but we also do have 10 different rounds coming up. So we have designed this to be more of a long term. So basically, if you stake your ITAM CUBE token here, it will be locked up for 90 days, but have a guarantee of 8.11% return after the harvest period.
That's cool. No, that's very good, because at the moment I've just got my cube sitting there, just waiting. So this is very good to know.
This is one of the first DeFi services we're going to reveal. I guess single pool is the most basic DeFi that you can start off with. So that's why we're doing these 12 different rounds. And also it will develop into different pair pools, NFT pools, and so on. And as we get more games released, these DeFi will be connected very closely with each of the games as well.
Definitely. And I think single staking as well is, for a lot of people, the safest option.
Right.
Because you don't, face impermanent loss or anything. You don't have to go through the trouble of making a liquidity pair, and it's easy. You just lock it up for 90 days, get your stuff back at the end.
Right.
No, it's easy.
Being easy is kind of the real keyword in the future for the Web3 industry. That's why if you come into our ecosystem, we won't be using all the hard words like DeFi, and all those words become a hurdle for the general public. And this Cube ecosystem has been built for hopefully mass adoption. So that's why we are refraining ourselves from using those words, because I feel like, Tom, you're a gamer yourself.
Yeah, big time.
Big time gamer, right? So me being a gamer and a lot of our colleagues being a gamer, we believe, why do we need to use all these hard words about tokens and NFTs and different stuff when gamers have been doing those similar activities without blockchain for the past, I guess, 10 years, right? So that's why we're trying to simplify things and make it more natural for the people to engage in this blockchain activities.
That makes a lot of sense. And one thing as well, which I thought was great to ease people into the blockchain, and not have to go through things like setting up a MetaMask wallet, writing down your key phrase and stuff, is the ability to purchase. Well, yeah, you've made it easy to buy your tokens. Basically, yeah, you just click on a little logo, and yeah, Bob's your uncle. Have you thought about maybe, or is it in a future plan that you'll integrate card payments into the platform at all?
Actually, we are integrating card payments, and of course, card payment is available in certain countries, but not in some other countries.
Yeah,
So it will all depend on where you live if
of
you'll be
course.
able to use the service. But we are in the process of integrating the payment services.
Amazing. That's great to hear. Yeah, I was just thinking as soon as I asked that, if you just went, nope, we're not, it would have been a bit awkward. But no, it's great to hear that you are, because I think, yeah, for anyone that's not really into crypto, so to speak, being able just to come onto the platform and treat it like Steam, essentially, it's very, very accessible. And it is a really accessible platform. It's all very sort of professionally laid out, easy to access. Yeah, and it's good, and I genuinely look forward to the releases a lot. So
Well,
I've
glad to hear. Yeah.
thank you very much. I've asked you a lot of questions, and we have gone over a significant amount. I could ask you, so much more. It's a vast ecosystem that you've got. However, is there anything that I've missed off, or anything that you haven't mentioned that you'd like to bring up at all before we wrap things up?
To be honest, I think we covered most of the really important grounds so far. I guess it's more kind of a final note that I would like to share with the audience. That I know the market hasn't been doing too great, and it has been a bit low nowadays. But I think it really all depends on how we use this time to really build different products and try to build this future of Web3 after this season. So that's why us at Metaverse World is really focused on doing the rest of the developments very quickly during this time. And I know a lot of the blockchain enthusiasts are looking for different projects to reveal their new updates and try to make a new move. But I also want to let them know that all the projects that I know, and including us, are working very hard to really build things through at this time. So we hope we can reveal a lot of our kind of a work and kind of the results very, very soon. So I believe is that something that a lot of the people nowadays, especially in the BNB chain, can look forward to.
Definitely, and good things take time. You can't make well, as we've seen, the sort of standard of games that you've got coming out, in a couple of months, couple of weeks at all. They do take time, and we don't want another cyberpunk type release.
Right.
No,
Especially in the crypto industry. I mean, in the past, there has been a lot of cases where, oh, we're going to build this game, we're going to build this metaverse, but we don't know when it's going to happen.
yeah,
But that's what we are refraining ourselves from doing. We're trying to reveal things when it can be revealed. So
exactly.
yeah, I think
Well
this is a really good shift in not only just us, but in the blockchain industry in general, that we are trying to make this into a more transparent and more, what should I say, more legitimate industry for the mass to really feel for it. So
Definitely.
I think it's a good change that we're going through at this point.
Yeah, definitely, and all the partners that you've got as well sort of attest to that as well. But yeah, I mean, thank you so much for your time. It's been a very interesting conversation, and it's been great to know more about your platform. We've got a question as well that is: can we expect to buy Hyundai cars using ITAM CUBE? I doubt it. Yeah, yeah. Sorry, I thought it was a serious question when I started reading that, but well done. No, it's been really interesting talking to you. And I genuinely look forward to more releases and things, because it's the trailers and what I've seen so far, it all looks very exciting. And as you sort of brought out to me, I am big time gamer. I do like the games, and also crypto as well. So the two of them coming together, it's a dream come true. But yeah, before we go, is there anything else that you'd like to mention? Maybe perhaps any social links that you've got, or your website, so people can check you out.
Yeah, I think the main link that I can just drop right now is cube.store. So if you go to cube.store, then you'll be able to access all different things that I mentioned. You'll be able to download the PC launcher. You'll be able to check out the marketplace and also all these different crypto features as well. So it includes all the social links there. We operate Twitter, Telegram, Facebook. So you can check those all out. And if you're more interested in the games, then they will be all uploaded in the YouTube channel. So please
fantastic.
Check it out.
Yeah, cube.store is a sweet URL. Very easy to remember. So well done. Well, thank you very, very much, Ian. It's been great to talk to you. Yeah, great to explore the platform in more detail. Also, thank you very, very much to our live viewers. If you're watching this recorded as well, obviously, thanks. If you've made it this far, making it this far, it's been great to sort of have you in in the chat. I've just got a message as well that when I played the video, apparently people could just hear me breathing, but oh well, never mind. But yeah, thank you so much, Ian. It's been so good to explore ITAM CUBE, and hopefully in the future, when you've got a couple of more things up and running, we'll be able to do this again, because it's been marvelous. Thank you, Ian. Speak soon.
Thank you so much for hosting. Speak to you soon.
Bye-bye.